Welcome to the Angus Conversation. I'm your host, Miranda Reiman, with my co-host, Mark McCully, CEO of the American Angus Association, and our guest co-host,
who is out for my job. You're doing such a great job. I think I'm going to get bumped. I'm going to get bumped.
Ava, we are so glad to have you back for the third and final episode of the Angus Conversation Junior Takeover.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, we've had a great couple of days, a great start here to the events in Louisville. By the time that these are dropped, everyone will be kind of starting to pack up and head home. So it's already felt like a packed week with 2 full days under our belt already in showmanship, but I want to kind of rewind it back just a little bit to last night at the opening ceremonies. Mm-hmm. So that's always kind of a fun atmosphere. Maybe describe that a little bit for people who haven't been here before.
Yeah, so Monday night of the National Junior Angus Show, every state gets to kind of parade in and show their state pride. All the juniors get really excited about it. We usually have a fun activity. Last night we were able to enjoy a laser show, so that was something very different and really cool to see. And especially embracing the baseball theme, a bunch of juniors had baseball bats and we're throwing things, just having a grand old time here in Louisville. So also at opening ceremonies, we just give some opening remarks and just really kick off the week in a good tone and set the excitement for the week.
Well, one thing that I really enjoy about it, I kind of liken it to the opening ceremonies at the Olympics, where you get to learn how many people, you kind of see the states that have big delegations and the states that have come from far away that maybe just have a couple of kids enrolled and those kind of things. So I thought it would be fun to kind of recap some of those numbers. And I said, hey, Mark, do you want to be the numbers guy on the podcast? I know that's really out of character for you. But.
Very out of character. I have some charts and graphs. The team put together some numbers and really, I think, outstanding numbers. I think anytime we're, obviously in kind of the, I would say, more central part of the country. Obviously, I talked to some folks from California today. They reminded me how many hours that they drove to get here. But we really had really strong numbers, a little over 600 total exhibitors, over 1,000 animals shown across all of the shows. And then, but one of the most exciting statistics was over 234, I think is the number, brand new first-time exhibitors. And I think that was super exciting. Folks that are experiencing the National Junior Angus Show for the very first time. And so I know they had an extra special experience, and we were so thankful to have all of those new families join us here in Louisville.
Yeah, that number is the highest it's been in a while, so we're really excited to see we're getting some new juniors coming to the National Junior Angus Show, and excited to welcome them this week and hope they have a wonderful first Junior National.
Excellent. Well, moving right from the new exhibitors and people who haven't experienced it, we've got some folks sitting across from us at the table who've already had a lot of experience with the Junior Angus program. First, we have Piper Cates from Modoc, Indiana. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
Excellent. And Piper is losing her voice a little bit. So
I think she got a little rowdy at opening ceremonies
just
last
a little.
That's good. I like that as a measure of enthusiasm. And you've participated really in everything from photography and the CAB cook-off to winning reserve champion junior showmanship last year and this
today.
year.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Big day.
Thank you.
And I think I read somewhere that you were also the Indiana Angus Junior Princess. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent. So out of all of those activities, which one is your favorite?
Showmanship all the way.
100%? Even more than cook-off?
Yeah, I love showmanship.
Did you participate in anything beyond showmanship already? Like, have you done some other contests?
I've done judging. I've done cook-off yesterday, and I have team sales tomorrow.
Okay, excellent.
Awesome. What was your cook-off skit?
It was me as a pitcher and one of my friends as a hitter and one as an ump.
Gotcha.
We were doing like a grilled cheese hot dog.
Excellent. Awesome. Julie is over here producing the podcast, and she actually judged the Frankfurter division, and she's telling us that it was excellent. So that's good feedback we had there. Well, thank you for joining us on this podcast, and we'll introduce our second guest here is Sloan Curtin of Oxford, Iowa.
Yeah.
You were 2024 Reserve Grand Champion owned female, third overall bred and owned champion, and then you were champion showman last year. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to get all my awards
Your
down. There's
accolades.
so many
Yeah.
of them. Yeah, I had to get them all down
Thank
correctly.
you.
So congratulations on that.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you've been involved in historically in the Junior Angus program?
Oh, I've been involved in a lot of stuff. I've done from the speaking activities, from showmanship to the judging contest. This year I helped set up animals in the judging contest, and I did showmanship today, and then I'll show out through the week.
And you're also a voting delegate.
I am a voting delegate, so right after this, I start the voting delegate process.
And entering freshman year at Iowa State.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about what your career plans are there. I was quizzing you a little bit earlier.
Yeah. So my career plans are to go into ag education and then minor in agronomy. I hope to do a roundabout way to sell seed corn, but also maybe think about a process of teaching someday a little bit on the side.
Excellent
Very
career
cool.
goals.
It's good to have good plans. Yeah.
Iowa State's excited to have you.
I'm excited to be there.
Love that. Well, we were first going to maybe just get a little bit of a background on your guys' showing experience, I guess. So tell me a little bit about how long you've been showing cattle for, how you got started. Either one of you can pick up that question.
I've been showing for 5 years, and kind of how I got picked up on it. I was kind of born into it, and I was really glad I was because I have to get the honor to have this awesome experience.
What was your very first show heifer? Do you remember? You showed probably a couple your first year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think her name was Star.
Yeah.
I showed her in Pee Wee Showmanship, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember showing her in Atlantic, I think.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah, so I've been showing for around 12 years now. I've been in the Angus thing probably for 8 or 10 years. My first show heifer was a miniature Hereford.
We won't hold that against
Her name
you.
was Rosie.
Yeah.
You saw the light. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just the past 12 years have been an amazing experience, getting to do it with my family, of course, and being able to work in the barn with my brother and sister has been the best experience of my life. So that's something I'll cherish forever.
Oh,
So today was really one of the big days of showmanship, right? And you guys both are very competitive in showmanship. Talk about what's, for those maybe not as familiar, it's less about the animal and obviously more about the showman, and it's the finer points is really what kind of break the placings apart. But maybe talk about what are some of the things you really emphasize and try to pull off when you're out there in a showmanship competition? Piper, how about you?
I was just trying to do my best and do everything I know how to do and make sure I do it right.
Do you get nervous?
A little bit, especially today because my heifer was not acting real great for me.
How do you find that confidence when you have a heifer that might not be acting the best?
Usually I just think I know I can do it, and I just need my heifer to really pull through.
For sure.
How much do you practice at home?
Well, I have a lot of sports and I do a lot of side activities, so whenever my dad told me today, whenever I'm not doing anything, I'm usually up at the barn always.
yeah. Well, that's good.
Past week I was there every single day, every single morning when it was cooler outside.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think sometimes that's not understood. If folks are watching these really good, like both of you watching you show, you're really, really good, and you think, wow,
Thank you.
and they are, you guys are really good, but it doesn't just happen out here in the show ring, right? It's from hours and hours and days and days and months of practice at home, both for you and the cattle, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Or years and years, as you've been saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of
takes a long time.
It takes a long time to get that one heifer just to stick the way you want her to.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Sloan, how about your approach when you enter a showmanship competition?
Yeah, I feel like my approach is always calm and steady. Like, your heifer's going to act the way you feel, so that's what my mom says all the time. She's like, if you're stressed out, they're going to be stressed out. So I feel like every time I go in the ring, it's like one big deep breath and just go on with your day. Like, your heifer may not act good, but there's always a possibility of that. You just got to work with it and make sure she comes back and does what you can with her. And today, especially the little music in the background, that's what gets me settled down, because I get to just sit there and just not think about it so much.
Well, we'll have to tell. We always say that that's DJ Donald running the music from our communications department. We'll have to tell him that that's a role he's got now, is calming folks down. So I love that. Why did you guys decide to enter into the, last year was our inaugural having this showmanship contest that was kind of opened up and gave more of our members an opportunity to compete. When you heard about it, were you like, sign me up, or
I was really excited. At Shorns, it's my favorite contest, and so I was really excited when I found out that Angus was going to have the showmanship contest.
Mm-hmm.
It was the most exciting thing that I've heard in a long time because my sister did the senior showmanship, obviously, and watching her do that and then watching all of her friends that she had growing up do that, I was like, I want to be out there someday. And I'm like, this going out here and doing it with kids my age is going to get me prepped for that someday, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was going to be like the best goal to help me get there.
Absolutely. And how about having it early in the week? So, like, does that get the pressure off, or is it the pressure builds? I'm not sure which.
I think it's some of both, honestly. I think it just depends on the heifer you're really working with. I feel like some of the heifers may not always be ready to go by how early we do it, just because some don't settle in as fast as others. But I feel like if you have that showmanship calf, you work with it at home every day, you take it to a couple shows, it should help a little bit, but you never know. There's always the temperature change, the new environment.
The music.
Yeah.
I once, and I used to judge a little bit, and had, once a parent upset at me that they said, you clearly haven't read the showmanship book and the rules, and it's like, I wish there was because not every showmanship judge looks for the same things, right?
Absolutely.
Some showmanship judges like, a little bit more of a relaxed approach. Some like a little bit more of an intense approach, and then all the differences of, staggering rear leg, how big of a priority you put on that sort of thing. So are there some things that you just feel like, I've always got to make sure that's my extra special sauce that I put into a showmanship?
100%. I always make sure my front feet are square. I feel like that's something that I even struggle with in the show ring, and I struggle with no matter what. So I'm like, that's my biggest thing I want to do better with. Like, I want to be square. I know that's the judges are looking at where your feet are placed. They want you to be square too. So I think that's just something that I've always it needs to be done.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I have plenty of space to put to my effort today. She wasn't really wanting to do it. But that's one of my biggest things, to have space and always pull forward. After another heifer in front of you, you pull forward.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's one of my biggest things.
Obviously, you guys have talked about practice at home, but what are some other tips to be better showmen? Is it finding a mentor, watching older kids, or maybe asking someone around the barn? What have you found that has made you guys more successful?
Yeah, I would say one of the biggest things that has made me so successful is obviously my siblings. Like, I've got to grow up watching them do the best that they do. And once I started to get old enough, I got to start competing against them, and that made me be like, oh man, like, it's time to go. Like, we got to get
Extra
better.
competitive.
There's the
Yeah.
bar.
Yeah.
That's,
And then
can beat
watching
'em.
them in the senior showmanships, like watching all the kids, like, they all do it so differently. So trying to find the kid like you want to be most like, which obviously my sister and my brother, but
Do they critique you?
oh, always.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Invited and uninvited?
Oh yeah. I love the critiques though. Like, I think like you can always get better the next day or the day you're doing it. Like, there's always something you can learn.
Yeah, absolutely.
Me was always watching my mom because she was one of my biggest idols growing up showing, because I just thought she was an incredible showman, and I always just wanted to be exactly like her and be always as good as her.
It's really neat to have those examples that you
Yeah.
can go back to. We've talked a lot on this podcast in the last couple of days that people that don't have maybe family members who've done it or are first-time showmen, they can go find people like you too, right? Like, if somebody came up to you in the barn and said, give me some tips, would you do it?
Oh yeah.
Always.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that's one of the neat parts about the breed, is everybody being willing to help everybody else and all of that. So I want to know, before you go in, do you have any kind of routine or anything? You said the
Or
deep breath.
superstitions.
Yeah, or superstitions. Yeah, you said deep breath, but
I would say my dad always says "Eye of the Tiger," and if he doesn't say it, I'm like, oh man, this day is just ruined.
Did he say it today?
No.
oh no. It's probably his fault.
Yeah, I can blame it on him.
Right.
Something is for me, I just always say, Mom, just remind me, what do I need to do again? I just always get a refresher and make sure I do everything right in the ring. and I would just try to do my best.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great point to even have your own mental checklist if you don't have somebody there to. Yeah, I love that.
One of my favorite things about showmanship is obviously you can always be competitive in the ring, but you can always be competitive in the showmanship ring. And you guys kind of touched on it a little bit, but like practicing at home and just having that mindset. Is there anything else that like kind of psychs you up for the junior nationals, or you're looking forward to the heifer shows? And I know, Piper, you're in a lot of contests. Do you have any other ones coming up this week?
Yeah, I think I had to do skill-a-thon, but so I'll have to do team sales tomorrow, and I'm showing in the Bread Known show tomorrow.
Can you talk a little bit about the team sales and like what you guys are going to sell tomorrow?
So we're going to try to sell, like, I think semen on my bull.
Nice.
And so, like, after I'm done showing them, we'll just take them straight to that contest. And me and 2 other kids at Show Angus with me are going to be trying to sell semen off him. And it's going to be pretty exciting to see how that goes.
Yeah. Have you ever done it before?
Yeah, last year one of my friends sold my whole cow.
I love that. And you're probably going to go find a throat lounger tonight so that
Yeah,
you make
Yeah.
sure you
tomorrow.
that's right. And you said you have quite a few animals, Sloan, here. Tell me what's coming up.
I have 4
in the week.
heifers. So I have a Bread Known tomorrow, heifer, and then I have 3 on Saturday. I have 3 Bread Known, or some owned heifers.
Sure.
Yeah.
So your week is very much feed, rinse, repeat
Yes.
the whole week.
Yep. I enjoy it though. Like that's what we do at home. But when you get to go to somewhere else and you get to do it with all your friends or your family, like it just makes it such a good experience.
Sure. What's been your favorite place to go for a junior nationals?
I really like Louisville. It's
Yeah,
just kind of
Louisville's
something
the
that's always
best.
hit home.
Literally.
Yeah.
It literally hit home. Yeah, I have noticed that everybody really leaned into that theme. Especially, cook-off was very much lots and lots of ballpark themed folks running around.
Either
and,
that or Kentucky Derby. We had a couple Kentucky Derby themes, and then we had a bunch of baseball themes.
Yeah, it's been really, really a fun theme to lean into for sure.
Yeah.
So if people are coming to the National Junior Angus Show just for the cattle show, what are they missing out on?
They can miss out on a bunch of contests and great opportunities with that. And you can just, like, if they're just doing cattle, you're not doing showmanship, that's a big miss out. It's one of the best things you could possibly do here.
Yeah.
I would say the same thing. I think showmanship is like one of the biggest things you can do to prepare yourself for the actual show. That's why me and my family do it. Half the time my dad makes me show the craziest ones in showmanship because he's like, that's the only way you're going to get them through the ring later in the week. And I feel like that's just something we always just do it so we're prepared and we're ready for the show.
Sure, absolutely.
So you don't take the push button ones out there for showmanship?
I tried to today, but Mom said no.
Well, and sometimes I feel like there's times that the judge will like reward your ability to handle a tough situation. I know it doesn't always go that
It
way.
can go
but
both ways. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Sometimes
Yeah.
you're like, well, maybe
Wow,
that
that
little extra command of the situation was helpful. So, yeah.
Yeah, because my heifer was running in the ring today.
I didn't see very many though. It was a pretty
was
smoothly run show and a lot of, just a lot of talent out there. That was fun for me to watch. Just even the little itty bitty,
Right.
kids out there. It was
Yeah,
fun.
even the novice division was super competitive, which was
Yeah.
fun to watch and be a part of, but I'm sure even more fun to compete in for you guys too.
Do you guys have any advice for someone who's just getting involved in the National Junior Angus Association?
Just always have fun, make sure to just do your best, and do contests, do anything you can do to get involved with the association so you can say, hey, tell kids that have never done it, this is a great experience, you should try it.
Yeah.
We actually have a first year member with us this year, and she actually just won novice showmanship today.
Oh my gosh,
So like
awesome.
some of the things I always tell her, I'm like, you can do anything. Like you dream and you can make it happen. I just like talking to them and like making sure they're calm too, because it's their first year or they're just getting into it. So they're like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Like where are we gonna go from this? And it's always something like, just dream and you put the work in and you're gonna get it there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
You guys both came out of families that are very involved, and so you had a lot of experts right around you. For maybe families that don't have that, do you watch videos? Do you just would you advise folks to just come and sit at the show ring and watch the good
Yes,
some of the more experienced showmen?
Yeah.
when I was little, I would come watch my mom or senior showman all the time just to get like more tips, pointers, kind of learn how to do it.
Yeah.
That's what we tell all of our younger kids. We make them all go watch the senior showmanship and make sure that we tell them to pick a kid out and stick with that kid the whole time and tell us something they did right or tell us something they did wrong. Because even though we can't always help them, there's always someone who has something that can teach them.
Great advice.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
wonderful
Definitely.
advice. Well, we always end on a random question of the week. I don't want to,
I have one more
Yeah, I was just
question.
going to say, I don't want to cut
Yeah.
off anybody. So what?
Yeah, so Iowa gets to host the National Junior Angus Show next year. Sloan, can you give us some insight on the 2027 National Junior Angus Show?
Yeah, I can. So I'm the junior vice chair member for next year, and we are doing like an AC/DC theme, like Back in Black 80s theme. We're very excited. We just got to jump on it after opening ceremonies, started selling some fundraising tickets, so if you need any, come find me. We're just trying to get everything sorted out right now, but we're really excited. It'll be in Grand Island, Nebraska, so that's something I'm excited for. It's not as cool as this, but we'll definitely make it as best as we can.
I'm sure it will be awesome.
Yeah.
For some that were maybe trying to follow that, the host state being Iowa in the location of Nebraska, right? And
Yes.
it was something that we've really, obviously we've gotten the size of this junior show. There's only a handful of facilities anymore that this show can go to. And
Yes.
so to not always have to put the burden on the same handful of states that have the facilities, had the opportunities and states that have stepped up like Iowa to say, well, we'll provide and that all of the responsibilities and extra work and things that is required of this, but we'll do that with the facilities there in Grand Island. So just applaud Iowa and
Yeah.
look excited for what's to come next year. So thank you guys for doing that in advance.
We're very excited.
I think Mark was like, an 80s theme, that's perfect. We're the only two here that were alive in the 80s. That sounds like fun. That sounds like
Yeah.
something we can get into. So
It was a really cool idea.
Yeah.
I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, that was a great additive question.
Absolutely.
Mark, is there anything that I didn't ask?
I can't
that you-
beat that. No.
Yeah. All
No.
right. Very good. Random question of the week. I want to know what is always going in your show box. So if you're packing your show box, what's in there?
That's a good
Is
question.
it a long list?
Yeah. I
Always
would
fly spray. Always fly spray. We always need a bunch of fly spray.
That's a great point. Don't leave without the
Yes.
fly spray. I
Yeah,
like it.
yeah.
I would say our biggest thing is paper towels. We always have 2 rolls in the truck, 3 in the show box. That we always have them running around everywhere. But it's definitely something we're always like, oh my God,
Yeah.
where?
And if they're not
where
And
in
when
there-
you need
go?
it, you need it.
Yeah.
Like right then, typically.
Where's
yeah.
the paper towels? So we
Yeah.
make sure there's some everywhere.
Yeah.
100%. Well,
That's
good.
awesome. That's
Well, we really appreciate you guys taking the time after what's been a busy show day. It's kind of, if you hear the ambient noise behind us, is really quiet now. The show wrapped up actually in
Right.
good time, and we got these gals after they had just spent all morning working with their animals and now headed off to be delegate and continue on in contests and shows for the rest of the week. So
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you, girls, for joining us. It's been awesome. Good luck with the rest of the week.
Thank you.
And that is the third and final episode of the Junior Takeover of the Angus Conversation. We hope we've been able to convey just a little bit of the enthusiasm and the energy that's been here in Louisville this week. For continued coverage from the show, check out angusjournal.net. Subscribe to the AJ Daily to have news and information sent straight to your inbox. This has been the Angus Conversation, an Angus Journal podcast.